Do you like chicken soup? Do you like turkey soup? Those soups are really good on a cold, nasty day. It's great comfort food. But how about Cornish hen soup? I bet you haven't had that. That's what I'm making, Cornish hen soup. The Cornish hen is a hybrid bird. It came about in the 1950s by crossing the white Plymouth Rock chicken with the Cornish chicken. You can find them in just about any supermarket. They're about 2 pounds in weight. This one is a Purdue. I have 3 of them here. That's what I'm using. I'm also using distilled water. This is pure water. It's free of any chemicals, pollutants, fluoride, chlorine, bacteria, whatever. It's pure. I want to make this a pure product. I have the basic soup vegetables here, the carrots, onions, celery. I'm also going to be using ginger. Ginger is very healthy, along with the onions. Those very healthy vegetables. The aromatics I'm using, I have some dill here. Thyme. Parsley. And I have some rosemary here. Here I have roasted garlic heads. I roasted these myself, and that takes away the harshness of the garlic. It makes a nice flavor, nice aroma. I also have dehydrated mushrooms. This will add a nice earthy taste to it. I have some lemongrass sticks. This is used mainly in Oriental cooking. It gives it a lemony flavor, that's why it's called lemongrass. I also have some pickling spices here. It's a combination of basil, mustard seed, allspice. It's going to be very tasty soup. It's not going to be a lame soup. I have standard black peppercorns, and I also have some juniper berry corns. This will give it a nice aroma. This is what gin is made from. Okay folks, I have a lot of ingredients here. It's getting kind of late, so I'm going to get started. I'm going to show you how it's made now. Okay, I have 3 nice looking little Cornish hens here. I just opened up the packages, I washed them in and out with cold water, inspected them, and now I'm going to be putting them in the pot of cold water. Should always start off with cold water. I also have some necks that came with it. That'll just give it a little extra flavor. No sense in throwing those out. Now these are immature birds. They're usually slaughtered between 4 and 6 weeks old. They have a very nice taste to them. Okay, birds are in. I'm going to start doing the vegetable prep. Okay, the water's coming up to a boil soon, or a simmer I should say. I have the carrots, onions, and celery already cut. I didn't want to show you that. I didn't want to bore you with cutting vegetables. They're basically a rough cut because all these vegetables you see here are going into the stock, but they're also going to be taken out of the stock. They're going to be strained from the stock. I'm just using these vegetables to transfer their flavor to the water. Got some parsley. ginger. I cut these into small pieces. It's all going to get strained out. Doesn't have to look pretty. I'm going to put in three heads of garlic. Little dill. Little thyme. A little more thyme. I got all the time in the world. A little rosemary. That's a pretty full pot. It's going to make about 10 quarts of Cornish hen soup. Got some dried mushrooms here. Gives it a lot of flavor. I'm going to put in a few juniper berries, half dozen or so. Who's counting? Black peppercorns, half a dozen, maybe a little bit more. I don't like lame stalks. The only thing I have to put in yet is the pickling spice, which I'm going to do, but I'm not going to put it in like that. I'm going to put it in a cheesecloth sack and put it in the pot. This way it's a lot easier to take out. Okay folks, it's barely out of summer, and if you look close enough, you'll see some white foam coming to the top. And what I'm doing is called skimming the scum. And the scum is the impurities that are in the Cornish hens. This happens anytime you have a protein, whether it be chicken, turkey, beef. You have to take out the scum. And what I do is I have a skimmer, and basically I just press down and let the scum come into the skimmer, and then I wash it in a bowl of water. So this is going to be ready in about an hour or so. So I'll check every 15 minutes and skim the scum. This way you keep your stock nice and clean. It won't be murky, it won't be cloudy. Okay. Ordering 1 Cornish hen soup.
Chicken soup! Chicken soup coming up! Ah, chicken! Chicken soup, take it away!
That Curly is quite the cook, isn't he? Okay, it's been an hour at a simmer. The Cornish hens are cooked through, and all the vegetables are cooked. All their flavor has been transferred to the water. So I'm pulling out the Cornish hens now, and I'll let these cool down. And I'll tear the meat off the bone and put that back into the soup. All these vegetables I'm going to take out with this spider, and what I'm going to end up with is a clear liquid that's called the stock. Once I reintroduce the Cornish hen back into the stock, I'll have a soup. But I'm also going to be adding some mushrooms, some peas, and some carrots, and some barley as well. This is going to be a nice, flavorful, healthy soup. Okay, the vegetables have been hauled out. Now I'm going to run the stock through a fine mesh strainer to get any smaller particles out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring the stock back to a boil. I have 2 packages here of wild bunch mushrooms. It's an exotic medley of crimini, shiitake, and oyster mushrooms. Mushrooms are very healthy for you. Okay, so the mushrooms have been simmering for about 10 minutes. And there we go. I'm going to add the peas and carrot mixture. Cook those for about another 5. I want to make those al dente. These are the Cornish hen, the 3 Cornish hen that made the stock. I'm waiting for these to cool down a little bit more, and then I'm going to start tearing them up. And I'm going to put that back into the soup, and then I'm going to start making my barley. Okay, I'm going to start my barley. This is organic pearled barley. Pearled barley is barley that has the outer shell removed. I'll tell you the list of ingredients. Pearled barley. Nice and simple. Nice and clean. This is going to take about 1 hour and 15 minutes to cook. But it's going to be nice and healthy. Now as I cook my barley, I have the soup sitting in a sink of cold water. This is called shocking. This will stop the cooking process, and I can start decanting it into smaller containers and putting it in the fridge. You do not want to put a hot product in your fridge because it will go bonkers. Okay folks, your Cornish hen soup is ready. I put the Cornish hen back into the stock. The soup is finished. Let's take a closer look at what we have here. Okay. The star of the dish is the Cornish hen. So as you can see, it's loaded with Cornish hen. No shortage of Cornish hen. Peas, carrots, mushrooms, all the healthy stuff. And look what we have here. A couple of eggs. These are actually quail eggs. Just a little surprise. Now, the barley is something that most people are not too familiar with. It's a cereal grain. It was one of the first cultivated grains in civilization. The ancient Egyptians were cultivating it. It's high in protein, has a lot of vitamins to it, good amino acids. It's much more healthier than rice. Rice is pretty much just carbs. Okay folks, well, I'm going to dig in because I had a long, hard day. Thanks for watching.